Hi, Sagittarius, and welcome. If you're new to the channel, welcome for the first time. If you are one of my regulars, my friends, welcome back and thank you. Thank you all. This reading is for the sign of Sagittarius. Month February into March, maybe even beyond. We are speaking about time. And we know that time is malleable. There is no definite start or stop to any of these messages, but we do put a time label on them. So we're talking about February, March. Some of these things, for whoever this resonates with, may have already happened for you. So I think we want to go. I'm being guided to shorten these up. So we're going to go 10 down. And yes, I am using the full deck. So we're going to do 10 cards down. And use card number 5 and 6 as our focal point. When we come across the lovers will be pulled from the reading and set aside. At that point is where we start considering love to be of most importance, and we take that energy and set it aside for our love reading, which is at my Vimeo channel. So Sagittarius, February and March, I think we're going to go right there. Like I said, we're going to throw 10 down and see what happens. The High Priestess. Nice place to start, guys. The Two of Pentacles. The Ten of Cups. The World. Some of you guys are, looking for love. Are you looking for love in all the right places, though? Maybe not. We've got the Ten of Wands after the Ace of Cups. After the World, after the Ten of Cups. The Sun is here, though. Maybe you are finding love. We've got the Three of Cups now. So we're starting out very strong on the conversation where love is concerned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need one more. The King of Wands. So here you are, Sagittarius. Making movements and changes where love is concerned. Big time movement. For you guys, I would say that for the most part, this is, yes, about looking for love. It's also, if you're not in a love relationship already, I would also say that this could be you looking for the ideal place to live. You do have a place in mind. I'm getting this message for a lot of my signs. A lot of you guys right now are definitely considering moving. Now, let me take a good look at what I've got here. Well, we start out with you using your intuition. Great place to start, by the way, Sagittarius. It tells me that you're very focused on your gut instinct. Very focused on you and knowing exactly what it is that you are wanting out of your life. The Two of Pentacles, in this case for me, is going to call, it's going to call to the message for balance and harmony. And maybe that even give and take, because with the Ten of Cups here following, you've got a very rich, fulfilling life, it feels, or you have your eyes set on one. But there's a cycle around this. It's connected to a brand new beginning. And Sagittarius, I almost feel like for some of you, This is a start and stop situation around your love life. You're back in possibly a stop position again. Spirit is saying it's time to drop the cycle because this situation is looking to complete. It's looking to complete the cycle of what feels like, on one hand, a very happy relationship, and on the other hand, it's a heavy weight to carry for someone. But we've got these cycles here. The 10 of Cups is also a cycle. With the 3 of Cups, it's about maybe regaining the happiness, the joy in your life. There is movement, but it feels very much like there's movement away from this situation. But why? Maybe you're moving towards a passion, a desire. This doesn't have to be a real person. It can be a Cancer, even. It's going to be incredibly hard for me to say at this point whether you're moving towards something or away from something. But there's a definite cycle wanting to end and a new one to begin. But there's an ending here for Sagittarius that needs to happen before you can invite all of this sunshine, happy energy in. Now, it feels to me like if this is you, if you are coming through with your intuition as the High Priestess, this King of Wands, this element is looking straight at this High Priestess. So if this is you, tapping into your inner knowing and moving away from maybe this King of Pentacles, he still has his eye on you. He hasn't taken his eye off of you. In fact, he is looking at every single thing that is happening here, all the way down to your need for balance and harmony. So he's very much involved, whether this is you or another fire sign or just an element that resides in someone's personality, and it is now coming through. Clearly it's coming through here next to this Chariot. So let's go 10 more down, rather. I'm sorry. Here we go. 10 more. The 6 of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. The 8 of Pentacles. The Tower. The 10 of Pentacles. Wow, a lot of work. A lot of Pentacles. The Hangman. The Knight of Swords. The 3 of Wands. The Fool. And the Queen of Wands. Okay, so at the very heart of the matter, here we've got the 10 of Pentacles and the Hangman. Tells me that you're holding on to something dearly, and it may even be your wealth, Sagittarius. But you're hanging on to something dearly. There is a clear ending around something considering your finances. Maybe it's a home situation that is finally coming to an end. Now, it looks to me like it's going to improve your finances, this sudden ending that comes around, especially when we have this, we have an equal balanced give and take. So if you're ending marriage, I would say financially, this is a balanced situation. Even though you feel like you're going to be working very hard to help fulfill the needs of the other person, or that person is going to be sometimes overwhelmed with work, it keeps the flow coming in. But there's an ending here. There's an ending here for, like I said, for some of you, it's the end of a job. For some of you, it's the end of a relationship. It changes your financial forecast. Now, we've got this stepping back and examining our lives, examining the situation, and clearly changing maybe our minds, changing our focus around a situation where there's been a choice made. But there's growth around the choice. In fact, we also have a new beginning here for Sagittarius. It's very much an innocent step forward. It's around something that Sagittarius is really wanting to happen in their lives. And it seems like a risk, and it feels like a risk. But the Queen of Wands really wants this. She really wants to feel this accomplishment. So she takes the chance and she moves forward. And I have to wonder if this Queen of Wands is connected to the King of Wands, who is looking, she's looking into her future. He's looking at his past. And he's looking at the Chariot saying, how am I going to move out of the cycle I'm in? Maybe he realizes that he needs to move out of a current cycle in order to be able to move forward in a positive way and take risks again. Because I feel very much there is a partnership. There is an element in this scenario for someone who is maybe feeling that they need to change their perspective in order to be able to move forward. So we're going to go 10 more down. Strength. The Two of Swords. The Knight of Wands. The Four of Wands. In the heart, in the middle. The Queen of Swords, the separating. And the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. So we're going to talk about this relationship for 1 minute. This very connected couple. In fact, they feel very karmically connected to me, although they're going their separate ways. The way this is reading to me. This is a couple that's clearly going their separate ways. Now, this Queen of Wands, she's looking into her future. The King of Wands looks into his past. So to me, this person, reflective, it can be either one of these people. Maybe both people in the scenario are having a hard time dealing with how to choose a direction. Because we have a clear relationship here that is something from the past. Something that maybe there's been struggle connected to, yes, but also an awful lot of hard work connected to the situation from the past. That someone is clearly moving forward from. Ending the struggle and maybe even ending their own nightmare, their own depression, their own stage of feeling lost and alone. You know, the Queen of Swords here right at the center, she's the divorcee. She's moving away. She's moving away from a situation that may have been happy at one time. But there were things unknown in the situation. I think the things unknown were carried by this negative. This is a negative kind of pull I'm getting from the Knight of Wands. Even though he shows creativity and passion, he can also be a bit of a prick. And so in the reverse position, I would say he may not have been the easiest partner in the world to deal with. Maybe he kept a lot of things secret. And maybe he had an inner beast. This is not talking about you, and it can be talking about you getting a hold of whatever it is, whatever fear that may lurk inside you, getting control of that and moving away from it. But it can also tell me that this character coming through here on this very negative Knight of Wands also tells me that he had maybe a beast in his belly. Something there that was definitely not a harmonious fit in this relationship, and there was a releasing of it. Yes, there was a lot of hard work put into it, and yes, it may have gone back. I'm looking at the number 6 as if somebody has gone through this for 6 years, or 16, or 26, even upwards of 36 years or more. And they finally decided to end the conflict and walk away from this relationship from the past. Ending the nightmare, ending the cruelty. 10 down. The 5 of Pentacles and the Page, or the Knight of Pentacles, sorry. The Empress. The 7 of Swords. The 1 of Rods, or the Ace of Rods. The 9 of Wands. The Knight, or the Page of Swords. I'm sorry. There's no words on these cards. The 8 of Swords. The 7 of Cups. And the 6 of Wands. Well, at the very heart of this deal, we've got Sagittarius taking a bit of a defensive position. Maybe what this defensive position is you no longer showing fear. You no longer giving in to the fear, to the deception, to the misgivings of a relationship, and you're moving forward. You have a new idea, something new coming through for you. It's a brand new way to look at your life because you felt left out in the cold. And maybe financially there was a point in your life you were down and out. This could be even you experiencing financial problems within a relationship with a partner that you've decided it's time to move away from. The Knight of Pentacles, he makes that move. And even though those movements are very slow, but they're grounded. Some of you may be thinking about moving closer to nature, because this Knight of Pentacles would rather be on the farm. He'd rather be next to the river, and she delivers that. You know, he'd rather be next to the ocean, and she delivers that for Sagittarius. On this movement away from this deceit, maybe a liar, maybe a thief. We've got a positive outlook, a brand new way of looking at things, a brand new way of thinking of things. Coming out of a stage of maybe a self-imposed restriction, I want to say this is. Because I feel next to the 7 of Cups that you've been in this state of emotional imprisonment because you've been confused by love. You've been very much in a place that's been consumed with confusion around your love life. The 6 of Wands says, come on, we're moving you forward. We're carrying you forward into a new phase in your life. And for some of you, it moves you to a place where you can call truly home. Maybe where you're not. It feels okay, but it does not truly feel like home. In fact, you may still be a little bit riddled with confusion over your life and over people. And maybe it's because you're still associating with the very people that confused you in the first place. Once you move away from those people, there are going to be positive changes the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Good going, Sagittarius. Justice at the very heart of it. And the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Swords. The Star card and the Five of Wands. Wow. Excuse me. Me give my voice a freshen up. I'm dealing with a bit of a chest cough, and I'm taking these one a day, and I'm feeling okay with one a day. I'm not over-harshing my voice because I do have private work to do. So, here we go. Wow, what can I say? First of all, you've got two aces right here out of the gate. And you have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So you've got new money coming your way and a new way of looking at life. Period. If you are relying on other people to help financially, there may be family money there. You may have sold a house. You may be looking to buy a house. Whatever this financial arrangement is for you here, it moves you forward swiftly. And certainly there feels like a sense of justice in this financial game that you're going through, Sag. The Eight of Wands brings you results, but it brings results quickly. It brings fulfilling happiness, abundance. I'm going to say some of you are going to come into maybe a piece of family money that comes through very quickly. For some of you, it's going to be family money that comes through quite quickly. The King of Swords, he brings the message, he brings the clarity, he brings action. So I can say that maybe this is representing a financial institution. But we have money, or this is a court of law, definitely with this justice here, and with the Ace of Swords. Some of you are definitely going through a court situation. It's connected to finances, but the desire to end possibly a rather bad situation is coming to an end. That conflict, that time of maybe disagreement, maybe someone coming through and disarming you in one way or another. That cycle is finishing up. We're wrapping that up for you. Now, let's see what's next. 10 more down. The Three of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Four of Pentacles, and the Magician. The Lovers. This is where we take the lovers out and put it aside because we're going to save it. This is where love starts to really play. I think first we're talking about disappointment in love and the need to end cycles that were connected to something that was once a really good thing. But we've worked through that karmic cycle. And now we're at a place where we've got a brand new beginning here. And like I said, I think this is a new beginning here for some of you. It's the King of Cups, a brand new beginning at love. We may have more than one choice here. We also have the Emperor. Can talk about an air sign. So can he, but I think he brings the action. The King of Swords brings the action more than he brings an actual choice to you. The Five of Cups, interesting. The Two of Wands, the Moon card, and the Four of Cups. So, We have the possibility of love. The offer is coming. It'll be on the table. We show that here clearly, that opportunity will be knocking for you where love is concerned. We're reading this backwards, actually. You've been lied to. There have been cycles in your life where you just feel like it's been lie after compounded insult. And you've really made the choice to leave that heartache behind. You've taken control of your life, and now you're seeking the love that you deserve, the love that you've really earned for yourself. After a time of hard manifestation, clearly some Sagittarius have been going through major spiritual transformation. They held on to the belief that there was something inside of them that they could spiritually tap into and work with. That is pretty much, for Sagittarius, that's saying a lot where spirituality is concerned. Because a lot of the Sagittarius that I know don't even believe in a spirit. They don't believe in anything. They believe in themselves. And so all of that emotional crap goes out the door with them. But we're talking about Sagittarius reaching that part of themselves that brings them closer to spirituality, so you can confront an offer when it's made to you, and you can look at that offer and decide for yourself clearly, yes, this is the way I want to go, or no, I don't want to have anything to do with this. Either one of those choices is here in front of you, either acceptance or denial. But I really feel here that after the self-examination of your life and self-examination of the lies that you've been fed, you're ready to maybe at some point reconnect with a spiritual love being. I don't know where that came from. A spiritual love being. I think what my darling Michael is trying to say with that is that you may be falling in love with your spiritual equivalent, right? Right. I think that's what he meant. Like I said, some of you are going to be meeting your spiritual equivalent. The Two of Cups. The Death card. Total transformation. The Knight of Pentacles. You may be meeting a younger earth sign, or you will be making plans. This may be talking about making future plans. The Five of Swords. The Queen of Cups. I think maybe we may have a water sign couple here. We may have... This is the ideal love couple is what this really talks about here. This is the ideal love connection here. The Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. So we're connecting. We're totally connecting. And I'm going to read this here back again. We're ending it. We're ending the sorrow, the pain, the heartache, the disappointment. We're really reflecting on all of this heartache here, Sagittarius. We're sorting it out. It's almost as if you're saying, these are the things that I can do without. These are the things that hurt me, and I want to leave them behind. And so you reflect on these things and you come out a stronger, more independent person, capable to love, welcoming love in and leaving the disappointment behind. Messages coming through of a positive nature, absolutely, maybe connected to an earth sign, or it's just really very secure offer. It's a very safe offer. It comes in very, very slowly. It comes in with his brother, the page. This isn't the knight, this is the page. So this news comes in with his brother, the Page of Cups. It's the possibility of a love, but coming in very methodically, very slowly, but it brings the transformation, and it brings transformation in the very things that you're wanting to get out of love. It also brings the soulmate, if that is what you're willing and wanting to bring in for yourself. Now, we've got the Knight of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Hermit, the Devil, and the Judgment. Coming up with the Devil at the very end of this, I'm going to say that, like I said, I think some of you may definitely be dealing with a earth sign person. In particular, it may very well be a Capricorn individual. Don't let the devil scare you. Because at this point, if we read from this side back this way, which is pretty much been the pattern that I've been looking at this since I started, a choice is made. And this is where Spirit steps in and says, here I am. I'm here. Nancy, I'm here. I'm going to hold your hand during a transition away from someone where there may have been some codependency. There feels like maybe in this situation from the past, maybe a relationship that just started to crumble very early on. It feels like with the Tower, this thing may have crumbled early on in the cycle of the relationship, but it took a very long time to actually free yourself. And so the relationship that you're parting from is the one that I really feel is represented by this devil, because it keeps us sometimes financially codependent. It can keep us emotionally codependent, especially during times when we might be feeling lonely. Okay, the Hermit can talk about feeling loneliness while you're on your journey. So, we're wanting to be released from the loneliness too. This Knight of Wands is ready. He's ready to enjoy his life. He's ready to face whatever comes his way on this new journey. Whether it's a real journey or a journey of the soul, there is absolutely movement going on for Sagittarius. But it also brings the opportunity, the possibility of love being delivered into your life too. And that's where we're going to go back and do a love reading for you, Sagittarius, as soon as I'm done with this reading. And I think that's the final message that I've got out of this reading for you this month. Sagittarius, this is again for February and March. Check with me again next month. We'll see what's happening. I don't know if I'm going to do this one again, but I'll be back with a look at your life. This was a general reading, but Sagittarius, Spirit wanted to talk about love. We're going to talk about that a little bit more over at my Vimeo link. You can find it down below if you want a reading meant just for you. Go to my website, click on to the contact form. Tell me what you want from me, and I'll get back to you with the invoicing, and we'll get that little pen pal friendship started. I can't wait. Sagittarius, thank you very much. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and peace.